The news is official. Bill O'Brien has been named the offensive coordinator with the New England Patriots. Sources tell Chris Lowe of ESPN. O'Brien was the Patriots' assistant coach from 2007, 2011, now returns back to coach a former Alabama quarterback, Mac Jones. Briefly worked at Alabama, and I think it's going to be interesting to see, and you can call into the show at the bottom of the screen, 205-850-1994, who Alabama goes to next. So I want to get your reaction about Bill O'Brien leaving, and finally, the news is official. Hey, good morning. We appreciate you calling in. Who are we on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
This is Rambo calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
What did you think when you watched Alabama's offense this past year? What did you think was lacking? What frustrated you, if anything, when you were looking to watching the Crimson Tide this past year?
I would say I blame it on Bill and I blame it on the players. I don't put it all on Bill. I hear a lot of callers all instantly call and blame Bill, but you can call any play that you want. If the player is not catching the ball, if the linemen are not blocking, I don't care. You can have the greatest quarterback in the backfield. If the line don't hold up like last year, then this year, the caller was saying like taking 10, 15 yards. They did that. Corey dropped so many hot route footballs this year. Jermaine Burton dropped so many hot routes. And then you got a couple old Alabama players in whatever. They like, yeah, Saban to pull the freshman or whatever. He don't care if you had a good game. If you're messing up this one, he'll pull you instantly.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. But if we don't even have a number one, let alone we barely had a number two. So if you going to go ahead and let the young players play, they only gonna lack in inexperience. All the younger talent, that's the best talent. Those starters that we had, I don't know what Bill was doing. All of those were possession receivers.
Yeah.
We didn't have nobody with no real juice.
Everybody was I think Rambo, I love the take because you look at Kobe Prentice. He was a freshman. Get him the football, right? And they did. But like Isaiah Bond, I wish we would have seen more of him. I mean, he has that speed to burn. And I think if we would have seen Aaron Anderson, he would have had that speed as well. And I think you're right. Like those were possession wide receivers. In my opinion, Jermaine Burton is a possession wide receiver. Trayshawn Holden, possession wide receiver. Ja'Cory Brooks, you could probably even say he's almost a possession wide receiver. So, yeah, I appreciate your take, Rambo. Let me ask you this before I let you go, Rambo. When you looked at Jalen Milroe coming in, Ty Simpson, who do you like at the quarterback position for Alabama going into at least the spring season?
With that one right there, I don't understand why it's a hard debate. That one easy. It's Ty Simpson. Not because of the rankings or any of that.
Mm-hmm.
I like Ty Simpson because when Bama has a dang on quarterback that's power cleaning and squatting more videos than he's showing you studying a playbook, I don't want to see you bench pressing and squatting and everybody getting hype off that. What is him being able to lift 1,000 pounds gonna do for us? That's gonna do nothing. And then you see what it did. He's running shoulder to shoulder every run. Don't even know how to slide. He haven't even learned how to slide yet. So with that, I would say Ty Simpson because he know how to read. And then with Jalen Milroe playing quarterback, he's going to take carries from our running backs. I don't want no quarterback who's going to take the carries away because they want to run a quarterback that runs better than he passes. So I want a quarterback that will eat you alive and pick you apart. And then you got the running back to expose them again and let the running back show off his talent. You're going to take plays away from the running back. Like, how is Justin Haynes going to get 22, like Derrick Henry carries and everybody screaming about these freshmen, these running backs, when Jalen Milroe is going to be carrying the ball 15 times? Okay, so how many times you going to get a duo? You can't explain that. But if you put Ty back there, he's going to sling it for like 30 times, and then most of the runs, he's going to run it like 3 times a game. He's going to run it like 4th and 1, quarterback sneak, 4th and 1 at the goal line. That's all I need. Jalen Milroe, I don't need you trying to do a snap and take off straight with the ball. DBs, everybody's going to zero in, and then you're going to panic. So I would rather take Ty Simpson. I don't have time for all that weightlifting videos. You want to run more than you pass. Give me somebody who's going to pick you apart. And thank you for taking my call, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Rambo. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate you. Stay blessed, man.
I'm Jawan, and I'm calling in from Birmingham, Alabama. Just wanted to touch on the thing with the offensive coordinator and receivers. I know people were talking about the alpha male in the receiver room, when really, think about it, before Devontae Smith became the alpha male on the 2020 season, it was basically a shared role between him and Jalen Waddle. When Waddle went down, then that's when, the ball kind of went more so into Smith's hands. And the years before that, it was really receiver committee, because you had Judy, you had Mechie, the ball was spreading everywhere. So, you had a host of receivers. I think this past year, when you turn on and look on the film, a lot of the routes were taking too long to develop. We had no screen routes. We had no short routes, no drag routes, no 10 yards at end, no seam routes where you can get the ball out of pressure, automatically was in bright space. You never had any of that. So a lot of those routes were 10, 15 yards deep. And if you're going to be throwing it that long or that far, the offensive line has to hold up. So I think that comes back down to offensive coordinator scheme. You have to know your personnel. Yes, there were a lot of drop balls, but a lot of that falls on scheming and knowing how much time you're going to have. Where can you go with your quick routes?
Hey, good morning. Thank you for calling in. Who are we on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, what's good, Kyle? I'm also Kyle. This is Kyle calling out of Birmingham, Alabama, man. What's happening with you?
What's up, man? We appreciate you calling. Love the name. Let's get your take on Bill O'Brien taking the OC job with the Pats, and then also, who do you think Nick Saban should target?
Okay, man, to be honest, first of all, when I got the news this morning, I thought it was a hoax because my friend sent me the message through text, and I'm thinking he's joking. And that's the best news I've heard in a long time. Let me just start there, and I'm gonna say this: when it comes down to either Jeff Lebby or Brady, I feel like, and I'm curious for your take on this. I feel like Jeff Lebby he just has wrinkles, and he has like an intricate offense, and he involves the tight ends, and he's a very clever offensive mind. I would actually go with Jeff Lebby. If we can land Joe Brady, that's fine. That would be a plus, but I think Lebby would be like a better fit on a college level, especially. I just think he'd be a better fit.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, I'm curious to see. I'm looking up Jeff Lebby right now. We're actually the same age, 39 years old. You look at kind of his pedigree, where he started out at Oklahoma, and then, is currently back at Oklahoma, worked with Lane Kiffin. So I think as you look to those type of offenses, what they've done, those are the type of offenses that are clearly making waves in this era of college football. However, it's been posed by Jimmy Stein, who works for Bama, inside of that. When you look to the NFL, completely different game. The teams that are winning, the teams that are moving the football, and currently playing, can run the football very effectively as well. We look at the teams, the Final Four in the NFL. I thought that was a good point as well. And I don't think that is going to necessarily happen, because college football is a completely different game. But I think you have to really be able to utilize that big power game to control some of the time of possession in the world where getting to 51st is kind of the way that college football works. What else is your take when you look to this Alabama offense? And I've been asking callers this morning, what was most frustrating to you when you watch this Alabama offense this past season?
Man, it was just, let's keep it real, Kyle. Let's be completely honest. The plays, and previous callers have touched on it, the plays took way too long to develop. There was just a complete lack of creativity. And if we really want to be honest, most of the big plays that we had, the line had already broken down, and basically Bryce put the team on his back like he did, and we appreciate that. But it shouldn't have had to come to that. It was just basically Bryce scrambling and saving the day himself. That was not. It didn't look like it was designed. It just looked like he just ran into a wall, and he was like, okay, I have to put the cape on. I have to do this myself. And it shouldn't have had to come there. We had way too many weapons, way too much talent on the bench. It should not have had to come there. It was just very frustrating. Very frustrating, man. And because we know we have the talent. That's the thing. We know we have the talent. It was just the implementation of the plays. It was lacking. I'm going to be honest. It was lacking.
You bring up such a great point, because there were so many times where Bryce, I mean, he literally, like, the things that he did in the backfield and his ability to extend the play and to still be creative was something that I don't think we've seen in a while, since almost, like, I don't know, go back to like the Johnny Manziel or guys who could really just have that extendability, right? You're like, like, how many times did you watch Bryce Young and you're like, my goodness, I've never seen that before. And then he finds somebody in the end zone. It's almost like he's playing backyard football, right? Right? Like that's what it was. It was like, my goodness, I've never seen him. Like, the plays would be like almost like 17 seconds long. And I think when you look to the quarterback position, what I want to ask you about now with Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson, Jalen Milroe can run the football. He's one of the fastest players on the team. But I think with Ty Simpson, a lot of people don't know that he also has that play extending ability, that side-to-side movement, can keep the play going downfield. Go back and watch his senior year high school highlight tape and see what he can do. And I know it's not against the best competition, but my point is he can extend plays similar to what Bryce did. Not the exact same way, but Jalen Milroe is fast up and down. Ty Simpson is fast side to side. There's a big difference. What do you like about each of the quarterbacks going in? Or maybe you like one of these younger freshmen coming in. Give me your take, Kyle.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think, and the previous caller touched on it. I don't mean to like steal his points, but he really did touch on it. I think when we see these clips of Milroe, lifting a metric ton in the weight room, it's like, okay, yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, that's athletic. But I feel like with the weapons around the quarterback, especially this incoming season, and with a brilliant offensive mind to really implement those, I kind of feel like, I'm not saying that the athleticism of the quarterback, because if you have a dual threat quarterback, of course that creates problems for the opposing defense. Everybody knows that. But I feel like Ty Simpson would be a better fit to implement and to like smoothly run along the offense. I really do. And I love Milroe. I mean, he's impressive. But if we're talking about quarterback, we have to ask, is that really necessary with the additional weapons that he has at his disposal? And that's my take on that.
Hey, what's good, fam? It's Kyle Henderson. Thank you very much for watching this video. Check out our other related content right here on Bama Insider. Be sure and like and subscribe, inching closer to 100,000 subscribers right here on Bama Insider.